Well, good self care Saturday morning. I'm so glad you got up today with you on your mind. Welcome to Saturday Morning Spotlight, your go to source for inspiration, positivity, and self care. I'm your host, Val Irving, your dedicated self care coach and motivator. And today we have an amazing guest with us, Karrington Warfield, here to serve up some wisdom about healthy eating habits. I'm excited to have you in the spotlight today, Carrington. But before we get started in today's topic, let me give you a little opportunity to introduce yourself to our listeners.
Will do. Thanks, Val, for having me. I'm super excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me to your platform. But for those of you who don't know me or not familiar, my name is Karrington Warfield, or otherwise known as the Coach's Planner. I assist coaches and entrepreneurs on their event planning needs, but my primary focus is on the event strategy side of that. So that's kind of who I am. But today I'll be talking a little about a subject a little different. So.
All right. Well, yes, ma'am. Thank you again for joining us. I love it. With that being said, let's just jump right on into it and get started with the benefits of healthy eating. So, listen, tell us, what are some of the benefits that come with choosing nutrient rich and healthy foods?
Well, there's a ton of benefits to eating healthy. Number one, we all know that you feel better, right? It's all about how you feel. Especially as we get older, it's always important to making sure that you eat right. And so some of the things are it increases your energy, right? When you have your veggies and your fruits and things of that nature. Also, for those that may struggle with diabetes, is blood sugar regulation. That's always important. Immune system, especially around this time of the year. It's the fall, so we got cold and flu, and then COVID kind of happened around this time of the year. So it's always important to keep your immune system up. And then there's people that have or sometimes suffer with chronic illnesses and diseases, and so that is also a benefit of eating healthy, is to kind of help prevent those things from happening to your body. And if you have issues with maybe weight, right? If you've gained a little bit of weight, juicing, things of that nature are also really good. Juicing fruits and veggies. It's good for your brain function, improved skin, right? It rejuvenates your skin. And then just it reduces your healthcare costs, right? You're not spending a lot of time at the doctor.
Ooh, look at that. Yes, ma'am. You are you're absolutely right. Listen, you are coming from a whole different perspective. Like you said, you are the coach's planner, but you are breaking it down when it comes to this healthy eating. And listeners, let me tell you this. Miss Carrington, she knows her food. Hey y'all, hey. It is your girl Val, your self-care coach and motivator, stopping by because I wanted to personally invite you to join us in Atlanta for an unforgettable experience. The Serenity Seeker Retreat is going down in February. Listen, stop where you are real quick. Close your eyes and imagine with me mornings that begin with guided meditation that will set the tone for the day. Afternoons filled with transformative workshops, you guys, that will empower your self-care journey. And then in the evening, we're going to offer a chance to connect and rejuvenate. Look, this is more than just a retreat, y'all. It's an awakening of the soul, a celebration of self-care, and a journey towards serenity. So don't miss your chance to discover this transformation, to reconnect, and get some rest, right? Listen, register today for the Serenity Seekers Retreat in February 2024, right here in the A. Join us on this path to serenity, self-care, self-discovery. Look, the link is in the bio, or maybe it's in the comments. Wherever it is, I want you to click it. See you there. Carrington, I want to do this. I want you to tell us how good food can heal our body. Basically, what I want to know is how nourishing foods are our body's best friend and how it can support our overall well-being.
It kind of goes back to Val, some of the things that I just talked about. Hydration is good. You've got cucumbers that are really, really high water content. Those are great for dehydration. Outside of water, right? We know that water is a huge benefit of being healthy, but cucumbers are good for hydration. Watermelon is really good for hydration. And then for those that may have digestive or inflammation issues, red peppers, things of that nature, if you incorporate those things into your diet. And a lot of foods that we eat, especially like your cabbages, broccolis, things of that nature, those are good because they reduce the risk of cancer. So if you don't eat those things, it's probably a good idea that you try to figure out some kind of way to implement those into your diet. And then mood and mental health. There's foods like sweet potatoes. I know that's not one of your favorites.
It is not.
Yeah, but sweet potatoes are good for your mood. They help to energize you a little bit and help put you in a little bit of a better mood if you kind of get up and you're not feeling so great. So there's a ton of things that food does for your body.
Listen to that. I mean, you are breaking it down. And if I'm honest, I'm sitting here, I'm a little bit convicted because I should be making some better food choices. I'm out here in these streets, making some bad choices. And you are really explaining how cucumbers, and these are some of the things I do like now. We did cover that I'm not a big sweet potato fan, but I love cucumbers and watermelon and that sort of thing. So I need to get busy about making some better choices and putting some better food selections in my diet. So thank you for sharing that with us. And with that part in mind, tell us really, you named a few things, but give us a little bit more specific foods that are very good for us and taste good too.
Okay. So, so they're good to me. They may not be to other people, but your leafy greens are really, really good because they're high in iron, right? Kale is one of the highest in iron. So I personally suffer with being a little, what do they call it? Iron deficient, right?
Yeah.
And so iron is really good. Any leafy greens like kale, spinach, collard greens, Swiss chard, things of that nature, because they're high in iron, and then vitamin A and C and K as well. Berries, everybody loves, most people love berries. Strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries. They are high in antioxidants. They have a ton of vitamins in them, and they also have fiber in them. So we need our fiber, right?
Yeah.
Um, let's see, fish. I know a lot of people that don't. I'm a pescatarian. I'm not a vegan or a vegetarian, but I'm a
Okay.
pescatarian. So I eat a little bit of seafood. Most of the time, though, I would say pescatarian. So fatty fishes are fatty fish. I won't say fishes, but fatty fish is really good. Like your salmon is high in omega-3, mackerel, trout, sardines. All of those things are high in omega-3, and they're really, really good for brain function. And they also reduce inflammation. So those are good.
Oh, wow.
Nuts, yeah, nuts and seeds, things of like that nature, flax seeds, almonds, walnuts, any kind of nuts. You do have to be a little bit careful though with not eating too many, right? You have to eat nuts, and especially if you suffer with high cholesterol, because they
Hmm.
are high in cholesterol and they're very oily, but they are really good to incorporate into your diet every day.
Wow.
Whole grains, yeah. So a lot of people like to do rice. But if you're going to do rice, rice is always good to do. There's a black rice
Mm.
that's probably the best rice for you, but then brown rice is a lot better for you. The white rice is processed and a lot of the bleach and all that kind of stuff they put in it, so it's not that good for you.
Right.
Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, all of those things. Remember we talked about those are cancer fighting. So it's all kinds of food, anything that's a fruit or a veggie. And I would suggest that you do organic or grow your own. Now I'm still trying to figure out the growing of your own. I don't have a green thumb, but I'm going to start this summer or this spring trying to just do like herbs, right?
Okay.
Start off with doing a little herb garden. But organic is always better and always grown from, maybe at home, right? And there's a saying that they say is if it's brown, it's from the ground. If it's white, it's not right.
Okay. Listen, do y'all hear this? Do y'all hear these nuggets that she is dropping as it pertains to the good foods that we should be eating? Listen, Carrington, I'm going to be honest with you. I love most of those options. I love most of the things that you mentioned. I'm a fanatic. I love good fish. I love all the leafy greens that you named. Now, I don't know about that black rice. I haven't tried it.
Uh-huh.
I have some. I'll be
Mhm.
honest. I was courageous enough to get some, but I haven't tried it yet. So I'm gonna try that black rice. But I enjoy most of the options that you gave because why? Like you, I
Mhm.
just love good food.
I do
So
too.
I was under the impression that you were a vegetarian. So thank you for breaking that down. That you are a pescatarian and you add fish into your diet.
I do. I'm wanting to at some point move into being just vegan or vegetarian. Still
Oh,
kind of trying to get away from fish because I do love fish, but I do a lot more fruits and veggies than I do the fish.
okay. All right. Listen, you guys, we have got to put some more fruits and vegetables in our diet. Miss Carrington is here breaking it down for us, letting us know about those healthy choices. And for those of us who struggle in the area, because so many of us do, and I'll be honest, I've already said it, I struggle a little bit. If you would help tell us then how we can learn to eat better. Basically, how do we get started?
Okay. Well, one of the first things you want to do is educate yourself. What I do is a lot of reading online about different foods and veggies. Anytime it's a new vegetable or something that I might want to start implementing into my own diet. I always do research on it. What are the benefits? And here's what one of the sayings I say is that God didn't put it here for no reason, right? We all know God doesn't do anything for nothing, right?
Absolutely.
And so everything that he used or he put here is good for us, right? So we want to figure out how we can incorporate that. One of the things I do suggest is that you educate yourself, right? There's a ton of information on YouTube, ton of information online, all of the things, right? Google. Second thing is that if there's things that you don't necessarily like, but you may need it, there may be some things that your body is deficient in. It may be a pre-existing condition that you have, and there are, fruits and veggies that you can eat, but you don't particularly like them. I would suggest that you juice. Because a lot of times you can add those things into your juice and you don't even taste them, right? But your
Right.
body needs them, or your body is deficient of those things. Reading labels is important. I would stay away from canned foods, things of that nature.
Right.
It has so much crap in it, you wouldn't believe. And so really good places to shop. Trader Joe's is a good place to shop. Still have to read your labels, but you'll see that they don't have half of the stuff that's on in the regular grocery stores as they do. So reading labels is important. Staying away from canned foods. Anything fresh, like I said, either fresh from the grocery store, organic, or something that you have grown yourself. Or the farmer's market is great too. Farmer's market is great because a lot of times they have local farmers that are selling. So I like to support the local farmers, especially the ones that aren't, spraying everything up with pesticides
Right.
and stuff, and they're organic. Purchasing more fresh fruits and veggies, right? Like I said,
Mhm.
I'm one where I love fruit and vegetables, but I have a hard time remembering to eat it. So I start juicing mine, right?
Okay.
Because sometimes I'm just not in the mood for it and it starts to go bad. And so what's a good idea is to just juice it before it goes bad,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Drinking more water. We talked about hydrating, right? Cucumber is great to add into your juice because it's really good. It's just as good as water when it comes to staying hydrated. So make sure you do that. Cooking more at home,
You're right.
right?
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. We love to get out in the streets and get the fast food or eating out just a lot. Before the pandemic, um, I was a person who ate out a lot. I didn't eat fast food, but I ate out a lot. And then when the pandemic happened, unlike most people, a lot of people gained weight during the pandemic. I lost weight during the pandemic because as I cooked at home, like you mentioned, I used usually just one meat or fish, which was usually chicken or fish or salmon, and a vegetable or a salad. That's what I made. And then when the world opened up again, I started doing what
Right?
we all do. I started eating out again, and we don't know what all's being added into that, unlike when we're preparing our own foods at home. So
Absolutely.
that is an absolutely great option.
And you know what, too, about the eating at home is that watch your oils.
Yeah.
Vegetable oil is a no. It is not good for you.
Okay.
Crisco, no. Um,
She's a Crisco.
Grapeseed oil, right? Grapeseed oil, avocado oil, olive oil. I say olive oil is good to really saute something that's really quick, but olive oil is not good because it can't do like the high heat. Grapeseed oil, avocado oil can stand high heat. So those are good. So watch out for that. And then research balanced diets too. That's
Yeah.
good to research a balanced diet. And then, like I said, stay away from processed foods. They're really not good for you at
Yes.
all. So the more fresh food that you can eat and incorporate into your diet, the better. I would suggest that you juice at least a glass of some, like whether it's fruit and veggies or just a vegetable juice or fruit and veggie. I would suggest that at least once a day.
At least once a day.
Yeah.
Listen, I love your approach because you kind of took us from a listen. You got to put some work into it. You've got to research a little bit. You Dr. Google is out there. Go going out there and do a little bit of research and get some information on how you want to change your diet. And the other thing, not like I said, not only do I love the approach, but it also sounds like you've given us some ways to help us stay consistent, right? In our
Right.
choices and in our options and in our behaviors when it comes to how we selecting the foods that we eat.
Right.
So I thank you for that great information because you have just come with a load a load of information. So listeners, I hope you are taking some notes and writing down what she's saying because she is really, she's breaking it down for us. It's more simple than I think we like to think it is. I think we try to make it a little bit harder than it really needs to be. So Karrington, I want to thank you so much for serving up these fabulous insights on healthy eating habits, right?
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. It's been, and I'm going to use a little food pun here. It's been a delectable conversation. Y'all see what I did? Y'all see what I did? Anyway, little food humor, everybody. So Karrington, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I really, really appreciate it. And guys, keep trying to eat healthy, keep adding some healthy stuff into your diet. It's not that hard. And then another thing is just meal plan. That helps as well. So y'all stay healthy.
One more nugget. She said meal plan. Listen, before we bring this entire episode to a close, it's been tasty. It's been wonderful. I have what I like to call a little musical treat for us, right? Each week, we like to add a song to what I like to call our self-care playlist, right? And it's a collection of uplifting tunes for our self-care conscious listeners to enjoy. So Karrington, I hope you came with a selection for us to add to this collection today. What you got for us?
I did. Happy by Pharrell Williams.
All right. Yes, that is an amazing choice. That's one of those songs. I mean, I think it puts a smile on everybody's face, right? So anyway, thank you for sharing that one with us. And we're going to add that song to our growing playlist. And the listeners, listen, you'll be able to jam right along with us. So what I want you to do before we wrap up this episode, I want to express a heartfelt gratitude to my girl Karrington, right, for joining us and contributing to this musical selection, but also breaking it down to us on how we can begin to eat healthier. All right. It's been a pleasure, Karrington, having you. And I hope you'll come back soon.
Thank you so much for having me on your platform. I appreciate it.
All righty. And to our incredible listeners, remember to tune in next Saturday for more inspiration, positivity, and self-care. As always, I'm so glad you got up to date with you on your mind. And until next Saturday, stay positive, stay inspired, and take care. I'll catch you right here on Saturday Morning Spotlight.